Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day and another drama channel drama, and today we are going to be talking about Kodeerants, Nick Snider, and Nicky and Mocha from Tea Time. All of this drama started last week when Tea Time tweeted out a picture of Kodeerants saying, "Don't hate us, but Kodeerants looks good in this picture." And they attached a picture of Kodeerants that she had taken recently with her hair and makeup all done, and it looked like a really good picture. Now, they did this following them also doing a same tweet for Petty Page saying, Petty Page looks really good in this picture. Well, Kodeerants commented under Tea Time's picture and said, okay, like question mark. And they replied back like, well, you look really good in this picture. And then that's when everything just blew up from there. Now, everybody is saying that Nicky was the one that tweeted that out, but since it came from the Tea Time Twitter page, I'm going to include both Nicky and Mocha in on this because that page represents their channel as a whole. So they are both responsible for what kind of content goes onto that Twitter, because that is representative of their channel and it wasn't sent from their personal Twitter accounts. I believe that the biggest issue that Kody had with the whole tweet was the beginning of the tweet that said, "Don't hate us, but." Now, when I read that as kind of like a thing like, when you state something that you think that people are going to disagree with you on, and you say like, "Oh, well, don't at me," or "Don't come for me," "Don't hate me," because you're stating your opinion that some people aren't going to agree with. Now, if you know who Kodeerants is, you know that she does a lot of rant videos where she calls people out. So she does rub some people the wrong way, so not everybody likes her. But just like not everybody likes everybody else. Not everybody gets along, and on Twitter, I don't think that 99% of Twitter gets along. So I understand where they're coming from with the "don't hate us" part of the beginning of the tweet, and I also understand where Kody would get upset about it. Now, when she responded to their tweet saying like, okay, and they replied back saying, "You look really pretty," I feel like that really could have been the end of it, but it just got drug out from there. It went into some live streams and into some videos, and now let's get into what happened next. So there was a live stream that Kody was in where she referred to Nicky as aggressive. Now, when you refer to a person of color or a black person as aggressive, it is associated with a negative stereotype. Now, I don't believe that he was being aggressive about anything, and he was just stating his opinion. Again, that is just my personal opinion. And I also don't believe that Kody was trying to use that negative stereotype against him, but when you are saying things about somebody else, you have to choose your words very wisely, because most people will take what you say online and twist it into whatever narrative they want to fit a narrative that they want to try to run. So when you are talking about somebody else, you really, really need to choose your words wisely because they can easily be turned against you, and this is what is happening in this case. I don't think that she meant that he was the stereotypical aggressive black person, but people took it that way, and people had a problem with it. Now, this takes us to a 30-minute video that Kody put out with an apology for everybody that she has hurt in her past. She has said multiple times that she was going to take a step back from social media and that she was issuing an apology to all of these people. Now, in this apology video, she apologized for her statements that she made earlier about her being related to Pocahontas, which is a thing that her grandma had told her, and she never did any research on it, and it turns out that no, she is not related to Pocahontas, and she is not Native American. And then that's when Nick Snider enters the conversation, and just like with everybody else, I cannot speak on how he actually meant his tweet to come across, whether it was sarcastic or whether if it was sincere, just like I can't do with anybody else that I speak on, I just speak my opinion. So he tweeted out something along the lines of, "You couldn't just let that girl believe that she was related to Pocahontas like her grandma told her was. That was probably a good memory for her." Now, in my opinion, I read that as a sarcastic tweet. I feel like if he was going to actually stand up for Kody and take her side in this whole situation, that he would have at least added her and stood up for her that way instead of referring to her as that girl. Now, everybody had an issue when James Charles called Marlena that woman, but I don't understand why people didn't have an issue with him referring to Kody as that girl when everybody knew who he was talking about. But again, that's just my opinion. Now, Kody then quote tweeted that and said, "Thank you for standing up for me, Nick." And when I saw that, like I said, I read that tweet as sarcastic, and I was like, girl, like, why are you thanking him for that sarcastic tweet? Like, I don't think that he's agreeing with you and standing up for you. I think he's being sarcastic. But again, that is my opinion. After all of this blew up, Kody then posted a video at around 4 in the morning before she went to work, saying that she was going to take a step back from social media because of the way that everything was going down, and she needs to be able to focus on her mental health. Now, I completely agree that, yes, like, if you need to take time for yourself, for your mental health, absolutely do so. Now, after she posted that video, she was still on Twitter fighting and arguing with people. And when I saw that, I was like, girl, were you not just in your video saying that you needed to take a step back away from social media to be able to focus on yourself and focus on your mental health? Why are you on Twitter still arguing with people after you just put out that video? Like, you need to take a step back completely, delete Twitter, get it off your phone, don't log on. Like, if you don't want to suspend your account or anything like that, totally fine. But stop fighting with people on Twitter because you're not helping your situation or your mental health. And then after all that happened, after a few hours, she then made her Twitter private and then went through and deleted all of her tweets again, and then issued another statement saying that she was going to take time away from social media. Now, not everybody is able to handle the amount of hate that you get online, and that's totally fine. But if you continuously to put yourself out there on it after you say, I need to focus on my mental health, you're hurting yourself more than you're really helping yourself by trying to battle everybody online. So I really think that, Kody, if you're watching this, please stay off of Twitter for a long time. Like, it's not good for your mental health. There are people that are always going to be trolling you all the time, no matter what you do. You could leave Twitter forever and people would be like, I told you that she's not strong enough to be able to handle this situation. I knew that she was weak. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. People online are always going to hate you. And it's just the way that it is. Unfortunately, people are keyboard warriors and they just love to sit at home and bring people down. So if you need to take time away for yourself, like, please do so. Do not get on Twitter. You need to just make sure you can focus on yourself. Now, that brings us to Nick Snider's second tweet, where he tweeted out something along the lines of saying, now people are calling me a colonizer, and you got me crying. My Botox could only hold for so long. The truth is, my real name is Mary Columbus, and I'm Christopher Columbus's right-hand madam, something like that. And when I read that, I was like, okay, like, feel that first tweet that he put out about Kody was completely sarcastic after I read this one. Now, being in a state with a lot of Native American people, we do not talk about Christopher Columbus at all. That is not a topic that we talk about. When we come around to Columbus Day, it is referred to as Indigenous Peoples Day, and we do not talk about Christopher Columbus at all because it has a ton of negative connotations to it. And that is my opinion, and I feel like he was being sarcastic about the whole situation. But when you talk about a subject that can be related back to a race of people, it does become a very sensitive subject. He has since deleted that tweet and put out another tweet saying that sarcasm has been lost on this generation. So I believe that both of his tweets were meant to come across as sarcastic, but they unfortunately did not land that way. Because again, when you are referring to something that has to do with a major event in history that is mainly to do with race, it is a very sensitive subject, and you should definitely tread lightly on that. No matter what, I mean, he's gonna get hate because he's Nick Snider, but again, that's my opinion. You are more than welcome to disagree with the way that you felt that his tweets were to come across. Alright, you guys, but that is everything that I have for today's video. I would love to know what you think about everything down in the comments below. Do you think that Nick Snider was actually trying to stand up for Kodeerants, or do you think that his tweet about her was just total sarcasm? Do you think that Kody has the right to be upset at tea time? Again, I'm going to include them as one entity since it came from their channel, Twitter, and not personal ones. Do you think that she has the right to be upset at tea time for the tweet about them saying that she looks pretty? Do you think that tea time should have not have included the "don't hate us" part of that tweet? Do you think that Kody needs to take a step back from Twitter and from social media to be able to focus on her mental health? I would love to know all of your opinions down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and give it a like. Also, if you're new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button. Also, make sure that you hit the bell icon and set all of your notifications to on so you'll be notified of every time that I upload a new video. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!